Ask him if at 60 years old he planned to be addicted to crack cocaine. Nobody plans this stuff except somebody outside plans it for them. He's got a plan for you. To take you out. To destroy you. To devour you. To kill you. To wipe you out. This is not playtime. And I'm not trying to scare you, but the Christians of old, friends, they were crucified upon crosses, upside down. They were fed to lions. They were stoned. They were persecuted. We have so much liberty that we didn't fight for, that we don't respect what we've got. Therefore, we do not use the time we have. Amen. We think this is a game. And you think, oh, what are we going to do today? Like you said, brother, 90% of the Christians are walking around, their biggest concern is, what are we going to eat? And then they can't even make up their mind about what they're going to eat. How then, if they can't make up their mind on the simplest of things, how are they going to decide between life and death? I don't know. You know, they don't. So you know what they do? They let family, friends, churches that are not walking in the Spirit of God to influence them, and they make the decision for them. Where do you want to go? Hey, let's go here. What do you want to do? Let's do this. And it's some demon-possessed, inspired person directing their life. When God said we should be the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, that we should be blessed coming in and blessed going out, He said you've got victory. And we're going to get into that. But you got to know victory over what? Don't be like the Iraqi people killing. You know, that's why churches kill one another. The reason why Iraqi people are killing one another, they did not fight for their own freedom. When America fought for its freedom against Britain, we didn't fight each other. We had political parties. They didn't go and blow each other up. Thomas Jefferson and James Madison didn't walk in there and shoot each other. Nobody assassinated George Washington. They didn't have armed guards around George Washington. Why? Because they fought for their freedom. They paid a price for it. Many of you don't understand. There was a price paid for your freedom. Amen. And it's very serious. God is saying it's time for the church to wake up. Because Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Let's look at the next verses here in 2 Corinthians 2:11. Paul, speaking to the church at Corinth, says, lest Satan, and lest would be a modern word. Lest there is King James. Unless Satan should get an advantage. That word advantage means to make a gain on us. For we are not ignorant of his devices. And that word device in the Hebrew means scheme. He has a scheme. He has a plan. He has devices. He has weapons. He has an army. And he's got 6,000 years of experience and knowledge. So you're not going to win it on your own. You think you're going to be smarter than him? I don't need to go pray. I don't need to go be in church. I don't need to dig in and get rooted and grounded. That devil, he's a fool. Well, he is by the technical definition of it. But don't mistake a fool for somebody who doesn't have some knowledge and some power. He did convince 1/3 of the angels to fall with him. He really did. So he's pretty smart. But you know, you can have all the book sense and not have any wisdom. He had the book sense but didn't have no wisdom. But he knows some things. He knows how to play people. Amen. And I love this world. You know, people think they're so smart. Walking around, hey, player, what's up? Well, let me tell you something. The players are being played.
Amen. That's right, brother.
And the deck he's dealing with is stacked. You don't beat the house in Las Vegas. You're not going to beat the devil at his game playing by his rules. You're not going to sit down at the table and say, deal him out. Because, honey, he'll deal you nothing but deuces and deal himself nothing but aces. A royal flush. Don't be ignorant of his devices. Ephesians 4:27 says, neither give place to the devil. That word place in the Greek is topos. It means territory, area, place, room. Are you giving him an area to work in? Are you giving him a place? Because that's all he needs. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile. See, if we really knew how desperate things were, I'll be honest with you, there would be half the church here on any given night of the week praying together. We really don't know how desperate it is. We are ignorant of his devices. If you knew that how close your life was hanging in the balance, you wouldn't have time for all this idle conversation. You'd be down to business. I think the Spirit of God's drawing us, calling us. I think something's going on. I feel it in my heart. I feel that the Lord is preparing us to break out of that normal mode of the church that just kind of goes about their own way, doing their own thing, and just comes in on Sunday and throws their money in the offering plate and sang a few songs and think they've done God something. I think God's bringing us to the cross of commitment. He's bringing us to the valley of decision. And we're having to seek His ways instead of our ways. We're having to forsake our thoughts and our ways. We're having to seek the Lord while He may be found. We're awakening to the fact that this is not a game. Life or death is hanging in the balance. Our children is hanging in the balance. Our nations are hanging in the balance. Our very existence is hanging in the balance. Some of you think, some of you young people, I'm just going to go to school and my biggest challenge is trying to figure out what my occupation is. Give it up. Your biggest challenge is whether you're going to am I going to get started on a basketball game? Am I going to learn this new move on skateboards? Am I going to be popular and be accepted with the crowd? Am I going to be voted homecoming queen? How well am I going to do on my grades? And those are things, young people, you need things to keep you busy, but you need to understand that ain't life. Amen. Amen. The friends and people that you're around right now, 20 years from now, you probably won't even know where they are. So you think they're so important. I got to talk to my friend. I got to talk to my friend. I don't need to listen to mom and dad because I got my friends. Mom and dad will still be in your life, God willing, 20 years. Amen. Your little friends, I can't tell you where mine is. I can't. I got a cell phone program with, I don't know, maybe 100 phone numbers. Not one of them is somebody I went to high school with, elementary school, middle school. Come on. Wake up and realize your family, your church, God, these things are what the essence of life is. And adults, we're just as bad. We want our life to evolve around our little friends. Job. We got our little gossip groups. We got their little friends. We got to hang out with our buddies. And lots of times we won't let go of the things that are holding us back. Because it requires a commitment. There's a commitment to this. The cross symbolizes commitment. Don't give him any place. You need, there's a book out a lot of business people read. It's called The Art of War. You need to know your enemy.